Hey guys, Milesy here. Welcome to a review. It's been a long time. I hope some of you guys stuck around all these years. But this is my first review back, and this is for the movie Greenland. Off the bat, I've seen this movie before. It's a good movie. I love disaster movies. This probably sits under one other disaster movie that's my favourite, and that's probably going to be Dante's Peak. Pierce Brosnan and Linda Hamilton in that movie were phenomenal. But anyway, Greenland stars Gerard Butler, and it's a movie about a comet called Clark that is originally meant to fly past Earth, right? Meant to be visible to the naked eye, but it actually hits Earth, and it's an extinction level event. We've seen this before. Movies like Deep Impact and Armageddon, they have such a high bar for suspension of belief, and that's the issue with those movies, right? That's an issue with most Armageddon kind of apocalyptic movies, right? But Greenland, for me, is it perfect? No. Far from it. It has some blaring issues, right? But I do say for the most part, the performances are really good. Gerard Butler's good, and I'm not really a Gerard Butler fan, right? Because other than maybe 300, his Angel Has Fallen, Olympus Has Fallen movies were pretty bad in my opinion. Don't really like that. I thought it was cheesy and all of that kind of stuff. But Greenland, for me, it kind of focuses on a small family from their perspective. There's a lot of tension right from the get-go. It doesn't hang about with other sort of convoluted plot lines, right? With Deep Impact, for a sort of a comparison, I guess, there's a lot of strange kind of subplots that lead the movie to where it needs to go. Whereas this one, it's like, here's the people, here's their rough situation at that time, and it doesn't sort of go anywhere else from there. It just is straight in with the disaster and what happens to this family and what they need to do to survive. Of course, there's a suspension of belief because they get split up throughout the movie and then they find each other again. And there's a lot of coincidences that happen for that to happen. Typical things that happen in the movie. There's a lot of things involving planes and explosions, and so you've got to, go into it kind of leaving your brain at the door and enjoy it for what it is. There is some heartfelt moments between the granddad who gets left behind, but the film does have these kind of emotional sort of touches to the movie, from the random kindness of strangers to the horrific horribleness of humanity that's trying to stand on its last legs. I will say it's well written. It's a well written movie. The score's nothing to write home about, but I do kind of like the colour grading. I like the cinematography. I like the way it was shot. But again, it's not going out to say, look, this is going to be the most amazing looking movie or anything like that. But it is exactly what it is. It's a disaster movie. It's a comet movie. It's a movie about a family struggling to survive against all odds. And if you look at it at that angle, it works, but you can't take this movie too seriously. Weirdly, like, the score gave me Terminator 2 Judgment Day vibes. A lot of thundering cinematic drum sequences, a lot of car journeys. So I think, with that sort of apocalyptic tension looming in the background that always seems present, they're always looking up in the sky and seeing distant explosions or distant fragments of comets falling. There's always that threat, and I think that's why I draw those comparisons. One of my favourite sequences in the movie is probably the meteor shower. They're stuck in this traffic jam. They're just like, there's been an accident up ahead on this road. There's nowhere else they can go. And then you get this emergency alert, and these meteor pieces rain down on them in front of them. And to me, it's a very small moment, and really does kind of surprise you that that's actually happened. But I do really like what they do with that segment, and they do it quite well in the movie Armageddon towards the beginning of the film. But it was always huge over the top explosions, like Michael Bay style, so with this, it's very contained. It's a very small experience, and it's more realistic and more impactful in that way. But again, the performances are good. It's well directed, well written. And the reason I'm reviewing this movie, because it is an older movie, is because on the 9th of January, Greenland 2 is coming out, which is really bizarre. Just didn't expect a Greenland 2. Like, this is a disaster movie. where does it go from here? And obviously there is more of a story to tell. This is going to be more about the rebuilding, I assume, and perhaps there's going to be some challenges with other survivors. I just don't know how they're going to spin it, and I don't have high expectations for it because it is a January movie as well, so we all know what that's like. If you're not aware of that, most movies that come out in January are dump movies that they don't have much faith in, and generally don't do as well. There are occasional, exemptions for that, but generally January movies aren't that great. And I'm going to check out Greenland 2 and let you know what I thought. I'm also going to do a little ranking of my favourite disaster movies as well, and where this one sits. So guys, I give Greenland a 3 out of 5 stars. Well written, good characters, a little bit kind of stereotypical, predictable, and somewhat you have to have a ridiculous suspension of belief at times, but it's definitely better than movies like Deep Impact and Armageddon. Still not as good as Dante's Peak. I want to review that movie again soon, considering I'm doing a ranking of disaster movies. And weirdly enough, I remember when I first started doing reviews way back in 2012, one of my first reviews was for the movie 2012. So it's kind of weird that this movie review coming back is a disaster movie, but it is a great genre. There's just very few great movies in that genre. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Hit subscribe if you are new here, or if you're returning and you are happy that I'm back doing movie reviews. Give me some encouragement here and leave a comment down below. And I'll see you with the next one. Take it easy.